So I read an article the other day that said if you're really stressed out, that you should you should go and buy yourself something, right? It's like spoil yourself a little bit. Go and get yourself something you've been wanting for a long time in order to, give yourself a little bit of a serotonin boost. So look at this mamma jamma. Isn't he great? Like, I remember as a kid watching Return of the Jedi and seeing these bad boys walking around shooting up the Ewoks. And this is kind of a dream come true. One of the things I love the most about Star Wars is the toys and the robots and the walkers and stuff like that. This is now a prized part of my collection. And this is from The Mandalorian. I still have not watched any of the new season. So I got to put that, I definitely have to put that on my to-do list. Anyway, let's get to business. First of all, we're starting to speed up a bit. I have started putting in grades for SA3. And SA3 has already caused a little bit of anxiety. Let me explain how I'm grading that. So last week, I had a combination of two things I wanted you to do. I wanted you to write me 3 paragraphs of the research paper, and I wanted you to find, I think I wanted 3 sources cited. Right? I wanted you to use EasyBib, or no, it wasn't EasyBib. I'm not teaching that one anymore. It was Citation Machine to make those citations. Some of you guys already have a 50 for that. The only reason you got the 50 is because either you forgot the citations or you didn't do the 3 paragraphs, right? You didn't do the mini draft. So for all of you who are wondering why you got a 50, it just means one part of it's missing. If you can't figure out what's wrong, obviously, just email me. I'll check it. I'll tell you what you still need to do. You can still post it. That's fine. As we get closer and closer to the end of the semester, I start just accepting work. I mean, we've got the last draft of this thing, and we've got the research paper final draft that we'll gradually work our way up to. So we're taking it. We're speeding up, but we're still taking it rather slow. So if you do have a 50 in that grade column, don't panic. You can go back and make it up. Okay. You can go and submit that, and I'll be watching those discussion forums. And when they get posted, I'll give you the grade for it. No biggie. Now this week, the first task I want you to do this week, we're going to do another version of the peer review. We did a peer review for the eco narrative. And the eco narrative one was much more focused on like the descriptive details, right? Well, we need to have a little bit of a different approach for the peer review this time. It's still going to be quite substantive, and I'm going to write these directions down when I post this on Blackboard as well. But basically, here's what I want you to do. We're still focused primarily on expansion. I don't want you guys correcting each other's grammar. I don't think English 1101 students ever really get the capacity to make comments on each other's grammar. I just don't. You have to really have some specialized training for that. A lot of you are still trying to figure out how to use a comma, right? And so don't make any comments on your grammar. I'm more interested in you guys helping each other expand. This final draft that's coming due at the end of the month or into December needs to be 6 pages long. So the number one thing you guys need to think about is, how do we get more writing produced? How do we get that together? The video I'm planning on doing for Thursday is going to talk about how to properly utilize research in your paragraphs. That'll help too. But for right now, let's focus on this peer review for the first mini drafts that are starting to appear in the discussion forum. Here's what I want you to do. First, I want you guys to ask each other questions. Obviously, go and find someone else who's posted in the forum. When you find a partner, or it doesn't even have to be a partner, you could just respond to someone else's work in the forum. When you have read someone else's work, first thing, ask 3 questions. These questions can be rather inane. It can be very simple things, but asking questions, we're giving some thought into actually interacting and asking a question of an author. It's a really good way to kind of give them some ideas of where they could go next, right? Some stuff that they may not have thought of. Any type of interaction we get with each other's writing is extremely good. Too often what ends up happening in an English 1101 course is that the writing is taught very much in isolation. And this is compounded in an online course because you guys aren't together. And the only way we can really facilitate any type of interaction or community is through the discussion forums, as annoying as they can be. Writing does not happen in a vacuum. Writing is meant to be read. It's meant to be consumed. And so you guys have got to kind of learn and engage with engagement itself. How do you respond to someone else's writing? The first thing is to come up with some type of question. And that in and of itself can be actually kind of a challenge, especially if you're very, very disengaged and disinterested in someone else's work, which, let's face it, most students are. Most students do not take an active interest in each other's work, which is really, really, really a shame. And I kind of put that on the shoulders of the English teachers that came before me, because honestly, nothing's ever my fault. I'm awesome. So in any case, let's work on that a little bit. Let's try to genuinely, try to find a way to ask each other questions about what it is we're doing. And that might give the partner or the person who's receiving your feedback, it might give them some ideas. Number 2. So first off, again, just 3 questions. Ask 3 questions to your partner. Number 2, give them some actual expansion suggestions and write kind of a paragraph about this, right? So let's go for like 6 to 7 sentences, just suggesting where could they go next from what you've seen. And keep in mind, I'm still not really, I'm not going to be very, very harsh on this, because this is more of a discussion forum thing, right? This isn't a draft. This is for points in the participation forum grade, which is still labeled presentation because I'm lazy. Also, this assignment, if you've got kind of a lower grade on an earlier assignment, this can buff your old essay grades. So in any case, write 5 to 6 sentences, 6 to 7 sentences, just making suggestions on where they could go next. What are you interested in? What would you like to know more about? It's, kind of along the same lines of the question, but really more geared to actually saying, I want to know more about this. Why don't you talk about this, right? Some constructive feedback of what are some places that they could, what are some subjects that they can engage with in order to just get more content out. We've got to concentrate on generating as much content as possible. And this is one of the things that students mainly wrestle with. Now, number 3 is going to be the one that's the biggest pain in the butt, but it could also be extremely useful. I want you guys to find a new source for your partner. Go online, go to the Google, go to Galileo, which again, I just realized I don't think I've talked to you guys about Galileo yet, which is okay, because I don't remember if I need to, I really need to be careful with these live streams, because I start thinking in the live streams and I start kind of pondering things in my head and it kind of gets me off track. It's supposed to be a library presentation that I need to link. Anyway, I haven't talked to you guys about Galileo yet. So I want you guys to find a new piece of research for your partner. Now, you're not an expert in their topic, right? So there's no telling where you're going to go in order to find a new source. You don't have to find a new source of information as in like a new website. You can find a new article, a new piece of information, because these conversations and these topics are supposed to be ongoing. They're supposed to be conversations, right? So just go and find a new piece of information that they have not included yet, and give them a quick summary of that source, right? Like 5 sentences, just of a new source that they could use. And if your partner wants to steal that source and talk about it, they're more than free to do that. That could really, generally help your partner. I like giving you guys some new material, some new eyeballs, right? So go and find them a new source. And then if your partner wants, they can just straight up take that source and use it. I used to do this thing where you guys would write a new paragraph for your partner. I might do that, but it got a little hairy when I was actually grading the papers, because obviously if I let you write something for somebody else and then you take that source, it's kind of a headache. Anyway, I'm still thinking about that. So that's the peer review assignment this time. Ask 3 questions. Give them some expansion suggestions on where they could go next, and then find a new source and write a brief summary about it. Like I said, I'll type all this up into the material under this video on Blackboard. So that should be it. I think that's a good way to start this week off. One other thing too, please don't pile on one post. When you go and find a partner, don't respond to someone who already has a response. Everybody pick someone who hasn't had a response yet so that we get nice coverage, right? I would really like everybody to have somebody respond to their work. And hopefully that will produce that. If you're only allowed to respond to people who haven't been responded to yet, if any problems arise because of that requirement, let me know. I'll fix it. Because remember, at the end of the day, this is for participation credit and kind of bonus credit for essays that you might not be happy with the grade on. So we're going to get through this. All right. What do you know? Y'all be safe out there this election day. Get a donut, watch some old episodes of Andy Griffith, or get yourself a cool new toy. Have a good day, guys.